Hey everybody, Sinister Lux here. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Gonna be reviewing a website startup app for a company called Periodix that helps freelancers get matched up with better Upwork gigs. So it matches you with Upwork gigs so you can find better clients and get hired faster. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. But as always, remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and click that get notification bell if you want my notifications. Also remember, we've got the free Discord chat down below. If that's something that you're interested in, if you want to come hang out after the video, there's going to be a link in the video description, so you just click that link, you'll be right in the chat with me, and we can talk all things freelance. So, what you're seeing on my screen here is the app. It's called Periodix. I'll leave a link to their website down in the video description, and you guys can check it out if you want. Currently, when I signed up, it was free, so I just signed up to their platform, and this is it's an app that's integrated currently with Upwork, so it's using Upwork's API. It is, from what I understand, it's going to be integrated with other freelance platforms soon, including People Per Hour, Freelancer, maybe more. But what this app does is it populates a wall of jobs, as you can see here, straight from your Upwork feed. I imagine in the future maybe it'll populate all your different feeds in one place, but right now it's populating from Upwork, and then it's just giving you different information about it. So I've tailored mine a little bit, but what you've got here, you've got your title. You can see here, it's just the title straight from the gig. It shows you it's an intermediate gig, it's got $20 an hour, this is how much they've spent, all that stuff. If you click the drop down box, the show more box here, you get the description of what the job is about. This is straight from Upwork. So this is pretty cool. You've got a pretty tailored wall. It doesn't go very far, it only gives you a certain number of jobs here, but that's what you've got. And then over here, you've got some different information. So before I updated my skills and jobs and all that stuff over here, on this main wall, it just populated everything based on my current profile as it was, and it would show me, it tells you your possibility of getting hired. So is there a high chance of you getting hired or not? And what percentage is it that you're a match for this project? So it shows that here. Once you update your skills, it's going to tell you that, it's going to give you your feed, and it's going to show you that based on what you updated. But before that, it just shows you everything in order of what it's currently got. So like, it would list my highest possible match up here first, and then my next highest, and then my third highest. You've also got a skills predicted matching line. So this says you are here. Your place is 1 of 1 across freelancers who submitted a proposal. So what this tells me is right now maybe nobody has submitted a proposal, and I'm the only one. If I would submit, I would be the first one in line. Now if you go down here, you can see some of these other ones like copywriting for e-commerce website. It seems like I'm still number 1 in line. If I were to apply for this gig, I'm still going to be the best fit right now. But there's been these other proposals. So total proposal numbers, it's showing me there's been 10 proposals submitted on this. That's actually really cool. If you can see the number of people who have submitted proposals, I think that's really great information, especially if it shows you where you are in terms of ranking against those other people. Now you notice this one's got a middle higher possibility, so maybe I'm a lower fit for this one. I'm not as much of a fit for this job, but I could still get hired because I'm a 91% match. So I don't really know what the algorithms or how they choose what your match is, other than what you set in the settings up above. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but it does show you at least some kind of percentage match. This says need help setting up an email automation funnel. So I do email automation, that's something I do, but maybe it's because my tags don't really list email funnels maybe, or that's not something I talk about a lot in my profile, but it is something that I would consider doing. So also you can click whether this fits your skills or it's not your skills. This is going to be how you would tailor these jobs and your job feed on this wall so that you only get stuff that you want and you get less stuff that you don't want. And from what I can tell, since there's not that much here, I mean, there's maybe 10 jobs on this page. I don't know if they're planning to add more later on or how it'll go. But right now, this is really looking streamlined compared to what I would get on Upwork. So if I was on Upwork right now, first of all, I wouldn't know if I was a match for any of these things. I would just be sending proposals kind of blind, and I'd have to scroll through an endless wall of a whole bunch of gigs that may or may not be a fit based on the stuff that I want to look for. Now I can tailor that to some extent, but Upwork doesn't seem to do a very good job at filtering those jobs and giving me what I want. At least that's been my experience. So over here on the right, this is showing you how many jobs this is checked today from Upwork. It's showing 2,087 jobs. That's pretty cool that you're getting kind of the latest stuff. Now this has been 12 hours ago that this one was posted. It's been a little bit, but it's still saying that I'm like the #1 position if I wanted to go for this gig. And you can see that I click fit my skills so I can try and test that and just see what's going to happen with it. Anyway, over here on the right side, this is where things get really cool. So you can click, you've got your best skills, and I've already set these, but you can click this, it opens up skills. You can type in skills here that you want to add, and then you would just apply those. And that's going to help the machine's algorithms, the app's algorithms, to populate jobs that you want based on the skills that you have set in there. You also have an option to choose outdated skills. So I chose content writing just to test it out, but you can type other skills in there, and it's going to help you filter out jobs that would have content writing, since that may not be something you want to do. Or if you, let's say you're a web designer, but you're getting copywriting gigs on your Upwork feed, well, you could type in that you don't want copywriting gigs, and it's going to not populate copywriting gigs. So it'll populate more web design, less copywriting, and that's just going to help it filter. It's going to help it tailor itself to you. You got preferable countries, you've got countries you want to avoid. So these would be countries you do want to see jobs from, or countries you don't want to see jobs from. And then down here, you've got your minimum hourly rate. So this lets you, if you were someone who works hourly, this doesn't really apply to me because I don't work hourly gigs at all. I only work fixed price gigs. But if you were someone who works hourly, you could go in here and you could choose your minimum hourly budget. So if they're wanting to pay less than $5 an hour, or I mean $10 an hour, I wouldn't even want to see that. So I just click $10 an hour and hit apply. You can change this anytime. See, when I click $20 an hour, it updated my feed based on that information. Now, down here, you've got a minimum project price, and I set mine to $1,000. So this is going to be a minimum project budget of $1,000. I don't know how it's calculating that, or how, because there's not really a way to know what a client's budget is on Upwork, as far as I'm aware. But maybe this has a way of predicting what their budget is, and if so, that's really cool, because that's going to allow you to see, does this client fit my needs? You know, I just clicked $2,000 and it updated again. So this is going to show me gigs where the budget, or maybe it's the estimated budget, has a minimum of $2,000 worth of work for me. And you can see it all populated. And so far, I think it's a pretty good match. So just scrolling through this, I actually think it's doing pretty good, a pretty good job at pulling jobs I would want to see. So these things, this marketing copywriting, I was just applying to SaaS gigs the other day and I pulled in a couple. So I know that SaaS is a high match for me because I just pulled in 2 or 3 SaaS gigs just last week. And that being at the top, that's really interesting. Now going down here, I would look at marketing copywriter. I would look at email automation funnels, email marketing. All of these are things that I would look at. The Super Pack website copy, I don't know, like that one is something I would look at. I did click that this morning. I saw it in my Upwork feed and I clicked it. But now from here I can see that I'm number 2 across all the freelancers who submitted proposals. I'm number 2 here in the position, and it's only a 67% match. So maybe this isn't a great gig for me to apply to. Maybe I don't even need to waste my time. But overall, I've got, just maybe, I don't know, I didn't count them, but there's like 10 gigs here that I can look at. I can see if I were doing this one, look at how many, this one says there's 15 people who've submitted proposals. So this is kind of a neat feature compared to Upwork, where on Upwork, they tell you a proposal range, like 10 to 15 people have applied. This one actually lets you know how many people have applied and where you stand among those people. So what I'm going to do moving forward is I'm going to actually test the system out. I'm going to apply to some gigs using this system based on what it shows me, and I'm going to kind of test the response range. I'm not going to do that today, but this is going to be something where it's going to take some time. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks. But what we'll do is a follow-up video to say, hey, did this work? How fast did clients respond when I applied through this? And how good of a fit were they actually for me? Were they really a good fit for me? And if so, then that makes this system really worth using, because this system, if it can filter through jobs, if it can match me up with better clients faster, then I'm going to be able to make more money as a freelancer. I'm going to spend less time sorting through gigs, searching for the right people for me. And if this continues to get better based on, if I'm clicking the fit my skills or not my skills, or if I'm changing my job focus over here, if it's modifying itself based on that to give me what I want, then over time I should end up with really good really high quality matching gigs here and to be able to get more money out of these projects than maybe I would have in the past, just because I know that I'm such a good fit for it. Now, one thing I do want to note is that I did change that I want to see USA, Canada, UK jobs. Here I put in Paraguay, Sweden, and Estonia. Those were already in there. But I noticed that it is still showing me some jobs from outside countries. So it's not showing me non-US jobs. It's still showing me some from other countries like the Philippines and Argentina. But most of these up here, United States, Canada, those are going to be my top choices. And it's trying to match me up as best as possible. And then what I like about this is that you're not just going through and pitching a bunch of template proposals to everyone. You've got such few choices here. And I don't know if it'll always stay this way, but based on these choices, I could go in, and since I know which ones of these are a good fit for me, I can take my time on those proposals and make sure that I do a good job so that I have the best chance possible of getting that client. So let's just look at the marketing copywriter. If you clicked apply, it's going to open up Upwork here, and you're not applying through their system. You're actually applying through Upwork. So it just takes you right to the gig. You can scroll down, you can see all their information, and then you would just submit your proposal like normal. So I think that's pretty much everything for this one. Overall, I like the system. I like the layout. It's very easy to use. But this is just an introduction. So I don't know. They've got to leave a message if you want to ask them a question or something down there at the bottom. And you guys can test this out. This is over at periodix.net. They currently have it set up to where you can sign up and just check it out, see how the system works. I know that they're looking for people to test their systems probably and maybe give them feedback on what you guys want and what you don't want, or what you like about it, or what you would like to see in the future. Maybe that's something that would interest them. I don't know. But you guys can drop me a comment down below if you want to talk about it at all. If you want to tell me what your thoughts are on this. Is this something you would use? I think personally it's a great tool for freelancers, assuming that it is actually pulling jobs that are a match for me. I mean, if I look at this and I'm a higher possibility and I've got a 95% match, and I'm number one in line, and I send off a proposal and I get a response the next day, and then that job turns into a $5,000 gig for me, that's going to be freaking awesome, and that's going to make this worth using. This is really going to help freelancers out. So let me know your thoughts in a comment down below. I think that's all I've got for this one. Again, I will drop the link down in the video description for you. I will also have the link to the Discord down in the video description if you want to come in and hang out after the video and chat with me or ask any questions, anything like that. That's all I've got for this one, though. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, click that get notification bell if you want my notifications. Again, I'm Sinister Lex. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.